Thank you.
Morning, everyone. Great. Sounds like the rains have put a slight damper on our attendees, but hopefully we'll have a great day. So today it's my unique honor to welcome you, I guess, to day 2, and just kind of set the stage as we really think about security in the age of agentic AI. I think agentic AI is probably one of the biggest disruptions we're going to see even as the AI world evolves. And as we look ahead, I really think it's important for us to frame this thought process and look at how we look at this transformation and think about this next big phase. Every aspect of our life, whether it's our work life, our professional life, or our industry, I mean, the world that we live in our professional environments is going to be disrupted by agentic AI. We're going to have assistants, we're going to have colleagues, confidants, thought partners, and perhaps every aspect of our life, right? Like imagine an agent that's going to help you do your research for your next position paper that you're going to have to write. Perhaps a personal agent that's going to help you manage your calendar and also plan that anniversary trip that your wife's been asking you to kind of go work on, right? So in many ways, these agents are going to become ubiquitous. They are going to be part of our lives. And we really, I think, it behooves us to think about how we think about security in the context of this big change. Behind this incredible kind of agentic AI wave that we're seeing, everyone in this room here probably knows this very deeply, that security will matter and matter deeply, right? Because in many ways, the reason that is the threat landscape that we're looking at is unprecedented. The speed, the scale, and sophistication of these attacks is unparalleled. What you see on screen are things that we look at from a perspective of Microsoft, but I'm sure every hyperscaler out there has a similar kind of graph. And as we look at what agentic AI is going to do, is it's going to make this threat landscape a million more times kind of more complex. And I think the people in the room are going to have to really help us think through how we're going to address this. So the more prevalent and capable these systems become, the criticality of security kind of cannot be underscored. We really need to think about machine speed, right? Like the current set of threats are typically probably happening at human speed, but going forward, they're going to have to be at superhuman speed, which then leads me to the interesting thought process that if it's at superhuman speed, that's exactly why they need to be at AI speed. So we need to protect the world at AI speed, right? To me, that is probably the most interesting inflection that everyone in the room is going to have to lean into. As we look at the threat vectors, right, the considerations are identity and permissions. We're now not just talking about human beings accessing systems. We're now talking about agents accessing systems, perhaps agents talking to each other. What is the data security architecture? How are they going to access the data? What are the protections that are going to be needed? What are the rules of engagement? Code of conduct. Think about this. Our lives have been disrupted by AI, but with agentic AI, agents are going to talk to each other, so we're going to really have to think about the code of conduct. You're going to have to think about governance, about compliance, and things like insider risk become so crucial. So as we look at this security considerations kind of landscape, the privacy and the trust become foundational. Because without privacy and trust, a lot of what we're talking about is going to perhaps lead to kind of wrong outcomes. And so, in my opinion, protecting our world in the age of AI is going to have to focus on two very important, I'd say, two deeply interconnected pieces. The first one, which is, given the fact that the threat landscape has disrupted and we now need to operate at AI speed, we're really going to have these AI agents that are going to protect us and kind of help secure our world. But at the same time, because they're going to be agents with varying degrees of autonomy, we're going to have to think about security for these AI agents, right? So these two I'd say deeply interconnected pieces are what I think this room is going to have to reason about over the coming years. So let's do a double click. The first piece is really how do you think about AI agents for security? When we looked at the threat landscape, right, like the threat landscape to our, going back to what I said earlier, the threat landscape has increased in speed, in scale, and sophistication. And our current security-focused AI is using bigger data security models. It's using a lot of the data, a lot of observation, auditing, and governance systems. But this is just the security AI of today, right? The tomorrow of security AI is going to be very, very different. And I want to just paint the picture of a future where perhaps AI agents can help us achieve very rapid competency in security defenses. Imagine a future where you're going to have AI agents that can predict novel attacks and perhaps even stop these attacks before they occur, giving human beings peace of mind. Imagine a future where AI agents help identify data risk, they put measures in place to kind of protect these risks and really elevate our security and productivity. All these, by the way, are not science fiction. These are perhaps, these disruptions I think are going to happen over the next 18 to 24 months. Imagine a future where AI agents automatically apply the right access to the right people and also to the agents, because you're no longer in a world of just humans. You're in a world of humans plus agents. And in many ways, perhaps they can also dynamically adjust as both the team and the work evolves and kind of do this in a very dynamic manner. This is a future that I think is very much a reality. And this one, right, where AI agents are working together to enable both security by default and security by design. And as I look ahead, this future where the evolution of autonomous AI, it may sound scary, not to the folks in the room, because you folks have been part of that scary world for many years now. But it will introduce an entirely new paradigm for defenders, right? I think that paradigm shift is what I hope we'll all get really curious about and kind of get to learn over the next few days, over the day-to-day. So as we look at these agents, they're going to learn, they're going to adapt, perhaps they're going to build their own systems, they're going to goal seek to the goals that they've been initially programmed with. And likely they will also work autonomously to, of course, with humans in the loop, because we really want to kind of make sure that humans are in the loop. I'm just going to get myself some water. Sorry. Thank you. I just had a bad throat infection and so these agents are going to get more and more autonomous, and I'll talk about that evolution in a minute or so. But this trend of agents that are going to initially be human-assisted to a point where they will reach partial autonomy and ultimately high autonomy is also a kind of current reality. And all this, there's clearly a lot of talk, and honestly, there's concern. And to me, that concern makes sense, because how are we going to participate in this world where AI is going to evolve from a state of like level 0 with, they almost like mimic human behavior, to level 1 to 2. At 2, they're kind of achieving partial autonomy, right? Like they're able to goal seek to kind of goals that have been set by humans. And perhaps in level 3, where they're automatically able to change the explicit goals to really perform their tasks. And from a Microsoft perspective, we think this disruption, obviously level 1, we think in the next 6 months, but then perhaps high autonomy over the next 18 to 24 months. This evolution, to me, understanding how this is going to happen and what are the guardrails we're going to need to make sure that this evolution is going to be safe, I think will matter. And really, when I think about the fact that threat actors are also going to use agentic AI to advance cyber attacks, when you think about the sophistication of these attacks, the The phishing attacks have gotten so much better. The deep fakes, whether they're also, obviously, all the different threat vectors have gotten so much more powerful because agentic AI are used to advanced cyber attacks, which then means that we're no longer dealing with attacks that are mounted by human beings, but perhaps we also need to secure ourselves from agents themselves, and which then leads me to the second part of this conversation, which is what does it mean to have security for these AI agents? So agentic AI is really something where we think about it as how do you secure it by design, how do you secure it by default, and how do you stay secure? It's not just getting secure, but how do you stay secure? And there's going to be a lot of, I'd almost say like evolution in the paradigms that we use, the governance, and the monitoring and protection needed for us to be able to secure these agents, right? Whether we, the way, not just basic access control, but really beginning to secure the AI identities, securing the data agents' access patterns, and a huge amount of, I'd almost say like, also evolving perhaps this whole notion of security sub-agents. As I was just thinking about, okay, how are these AI agents going to get governed? Perhaps the world moves from this lab-based verification and static analysis approaches to perhaps much more kind of sophisticated probabilistic simulation. We need to obviously secure the AI identities, build systems for governance, and these security sub-agents will perhaps be part of the agent infrastructure so that they can almost like monitor the agent themselves for risky behaviors, and in many ways interact with the enterprise security systems to either raise alarms or also take signals from enterprise security systems to kind of, in many ways, I think, govern the world of agents. So these are fairly nascent, I'd say, and I would say as part of the folks who are part of the Blue Hat India conversation today, I would really urge you to think about this governance. This governance is going to really be, I think, at the core of this evolution that we talked about, whether it's from this level 0, which is human-assisted, to level 0, 1, 2, and 3, which is really going to be more on higher degrees of autonomy for these AI agents. So for AI to achieve everything it can be and everything it must be, trust is utterly foundational. And to do this, we really need to build our systems to use responsible AI. We need to create agents that are secure, verifiable, and governable. And we need to kind of continue to evolve these safety mechanisms that I talked about and guardrails that we build in so that we can really ultimately be able to run these systems with safety. So this then gets me to a very, very salient question for the audience today, which is, what does agentic AI do to security roles? I think it's very clear to me that agentic AI, or AI for that matter, all the mundane, repetitive tasks are going to be done by these agents. So what does it do to the humans? And when I think about that, I think people in the room are obviously going to be part of the conversation, but the part that I think really is crucial for us to come together and understand is ultimately humans are going to need to build this governance that I talked about earlier, right? While humans are going to need to direct, define, guide, and govern work done by agents, right? So in many ways, think about humans probably are no longer just leading teams of people, but they're also leading teams of agents. So that entire kind of governance model and that role will have to be played by humans. So as we think about this world, there is clearly going to be a diversity of threat vectors, right? Diverse experiences that will really, I'd say, change the threat landscape. So it's going to really be important to have every voice in the room so that we're able to respond to this absolutely dynamic environment and there'll be tremendous value in the knowledge and the strategic thinking that the humans in the loop are going to bring to the table. The sheer creativity, the curiosity, and empathy that humans are going to bring to the table, I think, will matter and will matter deeply. And even as we think about the diversity of thought and experiences, this will always be needed because these skills are going to be what will allow us to, in many ways, address the really diverse portfolio of threats that we are going to continue to see evolve. So what does this do to your role as security researchers, security developers? I think developing your skills as an AI leader will really position you strongly in the era of AI. And I don't say this lightly when I say that every one of us in the room, right, whether you're a security researcher, you're an engineer working on your next product, or you're somebody who's perhaps a product management role, I think if we don't believe that this will need us to pick up those new skills, I think our jobs won't be replaced by AI. Our jobs will be replaced by people who know how to deeply use AI, right? So it really will matter that we deeply understand this evolution, especially in the area of security and AI. I think it's going to be a very rapid progression. So staying on top of these AI techniques, it will really kind of position you strongly in the coming years. And keeping your skills up to date, right? Like, I think whoever thought of vibe programming, but it's a big reality as we speak. I think this is going to create massive opportunity for everyone in the room, for the entire tech industry. And it's, the way I see it, if we don't figure this out, I think folks who don't lean in are likely staring at obsolescence. But the folks who lean in and want to be part of this conversation can really, I'd say, unfold like the magic of AI. I think it's really has wonderful possibilities, but it also, I think, I want to be a bit real. Everyone in this room knows that behind all that magic are a whole bunch of new threats that we need to be super, I'd say, present to. And I'm going to just invite you all to be part of that magic and really say that together we get to empower this future that we imagine. And security is absolutely at the foundation of everything we're going to have to do. And humans absolutely have to be in the loop as we kind of go do that. With that, I want to say welcome. It's an absolute honor to be here, part of this conversation. Welcome again to, I guess, day 2 of Blue Hat India 2025. And thank you for having me. Thank you.